Welcome back to tonight's programme. Now, a diplomatic row is growing over the disappearance of Saudi journalist and dissident Jamal Khashoggi. Riyadh is vowing to respond with greater action to any sanctions or action that might be taken against the kingdom. It comes after Europe's biggest powers, Britain, France and Germany, call for a credible investigation into Khashoggi's disappearance. The US President, Donald Trump, well, he promised severe punishment if it's proven that Khashoggi was killed inside the country's consulate in Istanbul. As I say, this story's been going on for, nearly 3 weeks now. We're no, it seems, any closer to finding out what actually happened. Maeve, just first of all, where are we at in terms of the actual investigation into trying to discover what happened and who may have been behind it?
I cannot answer that question. I wouldn't even dare try and answer that question. All we know for the moment is that Federica Mogherini, the head of the EAS, she has asked for an investigator or an independent, transparent investigation. The Saudis as well have called for that, and the Turks have said they're doing it. So we do not have the facts just yet on where we are with that, but it is a pretty sinister story. And it's surprising because why would the Saudis want to be linked to the story when they're spending so much money on public relations and trying to improve their image, especially here in Europe?
Now, also joining us on the sofa is Claude Morris, who's back again, British MEP. And also joining us is Ernest Sagaga. He's the head of Human Rights and Safety with the International Federation of Journalists. We're going to hear from the Commission in just a second. But Ernest, let me come to you and talk about kind of the reaction to this, because as Maeve was pointing out, we don't really know what has happened, but we've heard an awful lot of strong words uttered.
Yes, we heard words, but also there is something we know for sure. We know somebody has gone into the consulate. Mr. Khashoggi went into the consulate in Istanbul, and we have never seen him coming out. There are only two people who can answer that question, and those are the people who run the consulate and the Saudi government. They certainly know what happened inside the consulate. That's what we want to find out, and then we take it from there.
It's interesting. I think this afternoon, for the first time, the Saudi authorities are going to allow Turkish authorities inside the consulate, which might shed some light. But also, as I say, we've been talking about the political reaction to this. We've heard today from Europe's top diplomat, Federica Mogherini. She's been attending the Foreign Affairs Council in Luxembourg. Now, on her way in, she commented on the missing journalists and Europe's response, and this is what she had to say.
The European Union expects full investigations from the authorities of Saudi Arabia, full cooperation with the Turkish authorities, in line with what also our main partners and allies have expressed, mainly in Washington but elsewhere. So we expect and we hope that there will be transparency and full clarity on what happened.